but I was friends with a range of different personalities, which was nice, including my own. I mean, what? Exposing my emotions onto canvas really helped me. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Katsakoart, and today I wanted to talk about my art school experience, and I wanted to talk about it in more detail because my first ever YouTube video was a video where I talked about, or the title is "Should You Go to Art School?" and I kind of briefly talked about my experience there. So now kind of with some perspective, so it's now a year or longer than a year later, I have more perspective on my whole experience, and some of my memories might be a bit foggy, but I did a 4-year degree and the last year counted as an honors year. I have an undergraduate with honors in fine art, and the last year you specialize, but I will get to that. I will kind of break everything down. How I got in, I knew I really wanted to get into UCT and into the Michaelis School of Fine Art because I did my research and I found out that Michaelis School of Fine Art was the best art school in Africa. And I had already started setting my work, but I wanted to make a name for myself, and I wanted that piece of paper just to prove that people should take me more seriously. It's kind of silly when you think about it now, but at the time I really wanted it, and I wanted the experience, and I wanted to learn more about conceptual art. I didn't actually know it was a conceptual art school. I thought I was going to learn way more technique, but I will break it down now and break it down. I will talk about the experience and in terms of like the people, what we learned, what we did in each year. Okay, so starting with first year, naive me comes along. I want to study art. Cool, let's go, let's jump right in. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be doing what I love all the time. No. Okay, so we actually started off, if I remember, we had projects. So we had projects that were divided in like 2 weeks at a time, in which we had to finish a certain given task, right? So we had like charcoal drawing projects, we had like watercolor painting projects, we had sculpture projects, and this was kind of experimenting with a range of different art forms, from photography. So we did pinhole photography, which is one of the earliest forms of photography where you expose your photos in a dark room, which is quite exciting actually. If I remember, when I like just thinking about it now, it's like you make this tin box with a little hole in it, you put it out in the sunlight with a photographic paper in the background, and then magically there's an image that appears on this photographic paper, and then you expose it with different chemicals in a dark room and you dry it and all that. Anyway, so we did photography, sculpture, we did all different forms of sculpture. We even made sculptures with cardboard, and where you had to like carve it and sand it down and make like sculptures from that. Then we did drawing projects where we did live models, which is quite cool. We did like figure drawing classes. We did painting classes, which I really didn't enjoy just because of the lecturer we had. If all my art school peeps, I'm sure you remember the first year painting with, I'm not going to mention his name, but I'm sure you remember that class. Yeah, so we had this 2-week time frame, which actually sometimes it felt like not enough time for a certain project. Second year that we chose more in detail which projects we wanted to do. I think you handpick like different projects you want to do in second year, and then depending what you like, then you kind of go more into that. And then in second year, I think you kind of specialize and you focus more on those, you know, art forms. So I did, oh yes, I forgot to mention printmaking. So printmaking is like lithography, stone lithography, etching, screen printing. So I chose printmaking and new media, which was like basically you know, learning about Photoshop and augmented reality, which is quite cool actually. It's where you it's using technology where you edit something in Photoshop and then you can't see it obviously in real life, but then when you use a certain app, when you hover over it, then you can see your creation appear over the given image, which is quite cool. So that was, and then virtual reality, we went into that and stuff. So yes, I did printmaking and new media. During the whole time, obviously you meet other people that are like-minded, some people who thought very differently to me, I'm not gonna lie, so that was you know, interesting. But I was friends with a range of different personalities, which was nice, including my own. I mean, what with these projects, we were never really, of course we were guided, but I felt like if we were guided more in terms of the actual technique and the actual nitty-gritty of what we were doing. Like, yes, we were taught how to make prints and how to screen print and how to use you know, different softwares, but I wish we were actually taught more technique. Anyway, did we still do drawing in second year? I think so. Okay, then third year, then you choose, I think third year you choose one major, and then the first half of third year you again have projects, but I think you have more time per project, and you're given prompts, you're given materials that you have to come up now with something. So I remember I was given a bag of like old clothes, and I had to now come up with a project with those old clothes. So I made like a whole lot of dolls, and I made prints from those dolls, and that was the first exhibition that didn't have any horses in it, I think, because I always had to have some sort of horse in my exhibitions, because obviously I am passionate about horses, and that's my favorite subject matter, as some of you may already know. Yeah, so then third year, first half of the year, you're given prompts, and I think you have 6 months to work on a project. So yes, and then on the second half of third year, you are kind of left more on your own, which was quite challenging, because obviously up until that point we were always guided and always had, you know, guidelines to follow. Now second half of third year, which was preparing us for fourth year, you kind of left on your own. So you have to find your own materials, your own concept, your own ideas, which obviously you're always talking with your lecturers about. Okay, so these are these kind of horse things I made to look like carpets. I don't know if you can see. So they prints that made look like skins. Then I did these galloping, this animation. These are the horses I did with a palette knife, and I made an animation out of them. And then here's my video. So this is what the whole exhibition looks like. Sorry if I'm making it busy. Okay, yeah, love you. Which was helpful, because obviously they have a lot of experience in the field. So you're always talking to your lecturers about it, even to your co-workers, to your friends, you know, to your other classmates, and that helps bounce ideas. It really helps to bounce ideas off of each other. And now thinking about it, like, it really was a helpful experience. I did learn a lot. I always wanted to go back to my comfort zone of what I liked representing, but it did push me out of my comfort zone a lot, and it helped to have, you know, a group of people who know what they're doing. So there are pros and cons to going to art school. I mean, obviously, I mean, if I could list three pros and 3 cons, just to be fair. Okay, so let's start with the cons. So expensive, it's a long time, so my degree was 4 years. And okay, another con, what else can I think of? Okay, it might be too general for what you actually want to do, because we all know, well, you know yourself that you have a certain subject matter that you're more interested in, and you have a certain medium that you're more interested in. And as much as you're learning a wide range of things, it's not really teaching you that thing that you want to learn. So maybe if you know from the start where you want to go and what you want to do, rather find a school or some sort of diploma you can do that really like specializes in that, and they're way cheaper options. Okay, so those are the cons. The pros of art school, okay, definitely the networking, the people you meet. I met other artists, I met really established artists who were already established, who helped me a lot with my projects, so that helps a lot. So, and having a community of people. Obviously you're learning stuff over time, and you're learning about the art world, so that's really invaluable information. And then obviously the third pro would be having a degree, so like obviously that's gonna help you in life. I mean, it doesn't always help you, let's be real. Like having a degree, especially an art degree, like I went to go teach English in South Korea. I mean, you know what I mean. Obviously it's helped me in other ways, but yes, let's move on. So yes, then in fourth year you're kind of left to your own devices, and that's really great, because, well, it's both scary and encouraging and like fun, because you're finally left to do your own thing. And I made a series of wax paintings that was based on like very emotional stuff I was going through, and it really helped me move through that emotional thing. And I think kind of exposing my emotions onto canvas really helped me, and also people could see that it was a very like therapeutic process for me. And a lot of people had very emotionally deep concepts and projects, and I think it's great. I mean, and then we had 2 exhibitions. So so in the 4 years we always have like a mid-year exhibition and then a final exhibition. The mid-year exhibition is was usually marked, of course, and then like fourth year, so the mid-year exhibition was halfway through our project, so we had an exhibition just to kind of push us to get to a certain point. So I exhibited my works as they were halfway, and then obviously I still had a lot of work to do. And then more ideas, kind of based on the critique you get more ideas and tips and tricks on what to carry on with. So yeah, the second half of fourth year, then we had our final exhibition, and then I exhibited my series of wax works. So we had our final exam exhibition, and then we had a grad show. So your final like exhibition, or an actual exhibition where you exhibit your works, and people from all over South Africa, and I'm sure internationally, come and see this grad show, and your work's actually for sale. So it's a proper exhibition with your works, you know, with the graduates' work, so graduate exhibition. And that was really exciting. It didn't go to plan, and I sold one painting, but that was like through someone I was already speaking to just before and who was interested in my work, and so I sold one painting out of a series of 10. Really exciting news. I sold one of my paintings yesterday to this lady who's going to start collecting my work, so I'm really happy about that. I don't have it here. This is one of my other works, but I can insert a clip as to which painting she bought. And I sealed the deal this morning. I had it delivered to her, and she's really happy with it. I'm so excited. And she's kind of given me she's kind of given me hope again. Not that I wasn't feeling hopeful or anything, but I was just feeling a little bit disappointed by my last exhibition. But now I feel hopeful again, and I feel good. But that wasn't obviously the goal. Like, for some people, obviously it would have been nice, you know, because it's like recognition. But that's not the goal, especially because it's your 4th year work. It's your final, you know, before you go into the real world, like, work. I was really proud of my work, to be honest. And it was I exhibited again at another art fair here in Johannesburg, like a well-known art fair. So that was great. So that was my experience, and I came out of it feeling a mixture of emotions, of course. I mean, it was 4 years of my life, so it was a long time, and I made good friends, and I experienced a lot. I learned a lot. I went through a lot of pain, a lot of stress. You know, I went through times where I didn't know whether this was the right thing for me, but at the back of my mind, I knew this is what I really wanted to do. So I was so lucky and fortunate enough to be able to study that, and not a lot of people get to do that, so I'm very lucky. And if you have any more questions, let me know in the comments. I'm not going to tell you whether you should go to art school or not. That's for you to decide. I've already just given you my experience of it, and it might help you, it might not, but I hope it does. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, let me know what you thought in the comments, click the notification bell so you know next time we post, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.